Hey everybody, welcome back to my channel. Oh my gosh, I cannot believe how long it's been since I've uttered those words. So, welcome back. Oh my gosh, it feels so good to be back, to be connecting with you guys once again. I had to take a much needed break to just kind of do life and get a lot of things figured out. And now I'm back. So today I'm going to be pouring a bunch of candles. And because I've been doing this for so long, I figured this was the one thing that I could do while talking to you guys, catching up a little bit, and doing something that I absolutely love, and truthfully, something that is necessary. I am so far behind on pouring candles for my shop, so I definitely need to get this done. But I figured, what the hey, I will make this my very first video, and like I said, I will catch you up on what's been happening behind the scenes. All right, so right now I've got my Presto pot heated up and I'm waiting for it to reach 180. I'm using wax 464. It's between 464 and 444 of the soy wax. I go back and forth between them two, and I really love it. I, don't fix it if it's not broken kind of thing. Did I even say that right? But you guys know what I mean. So I love this wax. I haven't experimented with any other wax. So this is just my standard go-to. So if you work with this and you love it, you know what I'm talking about. Morning before I left to work, I went ahead and prepped my jars right here. As you can see, I've got all my fragrances that I want to use, and I've already actually printed the labels. So this will be really easy once I actually get them poured to just pop on the labels and not, I hate when I get them mixed up because some of the smells are so new that I can't remember what they are. And I've got my trusty sidekick there, Nugget. So anyways, so these are all ready to go. And like I said, we're just waiting for this wax to heat up. So while the wax is heating up, I have been pouring candles for about, ever since the pandemic. I think it's just like all merged together because I'm trying to think of how many years. And I want to say like somewhere of 6 years. And I have learned so much. I have tons of videos, I want to say, of candle pouring, and I have learned so much since I stopped doing those videos that I'm going to talk to you guys about. I still believe that you don't need the most fancy, the fanciest things for candle pouring. I get these containers from the Dollar Tree. I have had these for so many years, and I'm talking 4+ years. And what I do is for like my candles that I pour all the time, like my fragrances that I pour all the time, I just label them. So like this is always going to be just for the Taste of Lake County, which is a fragrance I created. I love it. It's pear, Chardonnay. It's got all these beautiful notes. And instead of using a bunch of paper towels and wiping out containers and washing, I just have a dedicated container to a fragrance. I have, I don't know how many of these, and it saves on waste. They're $1.25 now, depending on where you're at. I bought these when it was just $1 at the Dollar Tree. But this saves on a ton of paper towels, ton of time cleaning. And again, think of the environment. This works perfect. So anyways, you don't need those fancy $20 pouring pitchers. I do own 3. And that's where I was like, okay, there's got to be a more affordable way to pour candles. Of course, I think the most, and I work in grams, and I think the most that I can get in here is like 1,500 grams comfortably, with being able to pour it comfortably and not have it spill everywhere. So when you're doing a big batch, just think 1,500 grams is like the most you're going to want to put in this container at once. So I'm still waiting for the wax to melt, and I'm huge on like these little skewers, these little stir sticks. I love them, and so I use them for everything, and they're super affordable. So I'm all about that. And I do want to share one more secret. When it comes to placing the wick into my container, again, I'm just going to put it out there. I've been doing it for so long. I don't have a wick setter. I feel like with any craft, it's kind of like when you have a new baby. You go out and you buy all the expensive things, and really you only need 5 of them to actually succeed. So what I did is I got a jumbo straw and I cut it down to, you know, the length that I need. And I put my wick in there. And then like I flip it over. Here, let me get a wick that is not, well, I don't have one. But anyways, and this is how I push it down into the jars. Like I've been doing this forever, so I know how to center it. And this is so easy, especially when you have jars that you can't reach all the way to the bottom. Get a jumbo straw, put your wick through, and you can place it in like so. Just again, another budget-friendly tip for candle making. Like I said, totally about doing this affordable. So yeah, so I think we got our wax that's just about ready. So let's start pouring and catching up. So we're gonna start pouring, and I absolutely love my Presto pot. We bought a Presto pot way before it was like really like the thing to do for candle making. And so we bought like the mini little Presto pot fryer, and then we had drilled a hole for the spout. And nowadays I see these things going for like hundreds of dollars, which is wild because before the pandemic, they were so much cheaper. But anyways, I absolutely love it. I definitely want to upgrade and get a bigger one, but that is really not in the cards for us right now. But, you know, we make do with what we have. And so I really like this one. And you can get a precise pour. All right, so we're making my favorite Taste of Lake County. And like I said, it's a blend of fragrances. And so this is like one of my biggest sellers. And I haven't poured this in so long, and I'm so happy to be making it right now. All right. So anyways, life update. So I had to take a break because if you didn't know, I was dealing with stage 3 cervical cancer, and my daughter had moved home in the meantime, and you know, she has schizophrenia, which I will talk about in a later episode. But, you know, between that and the schizophrenia and just a whole bunch of other things happening in our lives, I was just overwhelmed, you know, and I have my own business, and I'm still learning how to operate a gift shop, if I guess you can say. So anyways, I'm just starting this right now in case anybody's wondering. I'm just blending this all together. So I just had to take a much needed break. I am a big advocate for mental health. And when you're not doing well and you feel pulled in all the directions, see what can absolutely take a back seat. And so unfortunately, YouTube was high up on that list. And so I took a break. Since then, I have been declared cancer free, which is amazing. I do have, I guess you could say like kind of like one final appointment to just make sure everything is good, although everything has been turning up clear for quite some time. So I can officially say that is now a chapter that is behind me. And again, that'll be something that I talk about more in depth because I've learned so much about that. And my daughter has since moved out. And so now I just overall, like, I'm good. And so I was like, okay, now I can come back to YouTube. So anyways, before I keep going. So I like to pour at not necessarily a high temp, but I guess you can say at a high temp. I pour it like between 140 and 160. And I know to some people that's really high. Some people like to pour, like at 110. I have over the years just, again, it's what works best for you in your environment where, there's a factor for everything, or you have to factor everything in. Where I'm at, like yesterday, I poured candles and I was pouring them at 160. And no, I have not done anything with these tops, but I got smooth tops, no wet spots or anything like that, which can happen with soy and it's totally normal. But, to each his own. I always encourage you to do what works best for you, because I know if you listen to too many candle videos, you're like, well, one person says to do this, one person. Experiment and see what works best for you. And I'm currently at 140, so I'm going to go ahead and pour. So anyway, so now life has calmed down, and I can't wait to tell you all the things that I've learned. I've been reading your guys' comments that you've been leaving on videos and whatnot. And, you know, I do apologize for not responding in the moment. Again, I had to take that mental break. And so I will be answering some of them. Like, I'm going to do like a YouTube like Q&A where I will go back, and some of them, you know, are really good questions. And, you know, some of them I have changed the way I've done certain things. I've learned about different ingredients, and, you know, I've changed ratios on something. So I will definitely get into more of like my Bath and Body products and explain like what I've learned and what I've changed and whatnot, and to clarify some stuff. So there's a lot of content that I'm ready to create for you guys. And like I said, answer a lot of your questions. Oh, I was looking for the wick holder. So yeah, so, and if you're here and you're like, what about the wreaths? I will be making, some wreaths. Truthfully, I've kind of enjoyed the break from wreath making, because man, it was getting to the point where I was like, oh my gosh, I cannot make another wreath, because they were just piling up here, and I wasn't really selling them truthfully in this economy where I'm at, and how I was advertising them and all of that stuff. It just wasn't working. Like, I was basically just sitting on these wreaths, and I'm actually going to be doing like a yard sale where they're like $5 each just to get rid of them. I definitely want to take it a step up and create wreaths that are just a little bit more intricate, a little bit fancier. Since I have so many beginner levels on this channel, I feel that we can take that next step. And so with candle pouring though, let's get back to this. It's just an old love of mine. I think no matter what I do in life, and here we go, voila. And it, like I said, it smells incredible. So I'm just gonna set these over here on my table. Sorry guys. I think no matter what I end up doing in life, I will always be a candle maker, because I love candles. It's my first love. And so, yeah, I can't see myself ever not making these, even though I'm obsessed with bath bombs, sugar scrubs, and all that other fun stuff. My heart always goes back to my candle making, my candle making, start, you know. So anyways, so now we're pouring another big popular fragrance. It is called Love Spell, but I call it Fall in Love. So it's the Victoria's Secret fragrance of Love Spell. It's super popular. I think almost every single candle company has that fragrance, and there is a slight difference depending on who you get it from. And I go back and forth between Candle Science and Sierra Candle and Soap Company. So I like both of them. They're both very, very similar, but yeah, just be careful if you decide to order them from different companies when you're making your candles. All right, so we're just about here. But other than that, you know, life has been pretty good. I'm trying to think of some questions that I can answer for you guys, you know, while I keep having to go behind because all of my stuff is over here. And so I'm trying to think of what else has happened in life. So much. And, you know, now that I'm officially back, I do have to let you guys know that this channel, I have been wanting to do a podcast for so long. And this this channel is going to be a blend of that. So it's not just going to be arts and crafts. It's not just going to be my bath and body products. It's going to be a little bit of everything. And so I hope that you guys join me in all of the videos that I create, because it's going to be from talking about mental health. It's going to be wreath making, candle making, bath bomb making. It's going to be talking about my cancer journey. It's going to be a little bit of everything. It's my life. And you know, I fought really hard over that. When I originally was doing this, you know, prior to my break, I kept wanting it to be a lifestyle channel, but I kept doing what I think people wanted. And I wasn't being true to myself. And I think that's another reason why I had to pull away to just really figure out what I wanted, and how this channel was going to move forward. And it just keeps, my heart just keeps going back to a lifestyle channel. And I'm a creator. I am an amateur cook. And I say that very loosely because I am the most basic but fun. And I truly do want to just inspire people to just live their best life. You don't have to be a professional at anything or everything. You just got to have fun. And that is my main goal in life, is to really just encourage you to live your life on your terms and to the fullest. And so that's what this channel is going to be about from here on out. So I promise I will bring you the best of the best of my abilities and knowledge. And it's not always going to be right. It's not always going to be 100%. This is what it is. I always say, take everything that I say with a grain of salt and do what works best for you. So now we've got the love spell. And let me just say, between the taste of Lake County and this, it is already smelling incredible in here. So let me grab some more jars. I've got a nice chunk of them done. I'm going to show you right here. Let me grab my camera. Got a nice chunk of them done, if I can say that. But I'm still now waiting for the rest of the wax to heat up that I have in the pot. That's the only thing that's, you know, kind of about having the small little Presto pot, is that you can only pour so much before you have to reheat another batch of wax. But anyways, you know, it feels, like I said in the beginning, so good to be back with you guys. I do have some of you guys that have followed me over on Instagram or on Facebook. It's Fixing It Up with Sandra on Facebook, and then Sandra_Campos79 on Instagram. And it feels really good to like have stayed connected with so many of you guys throughout this entire process. And I cannot say it enough. So many of you on here have become such good friends of mine. And that's what I love about this channel, is that you can meet people from anywhere on here and really form true friendships that I would never have made otherwise. So anyways, I thank you guys for watching this episode. Like I said, this was just kind of like my introduction episode back into YouTube. There is still so much to share with you guys. And like I said, it'll be from one end of the spectrum to the other. So you never know what you're going to get. And I hope that is something that you guys are looking forward to. I am ready to like just dive in with all of my craziness that happens in life. And hopefully you guys will, you know, connect to some of it, be inspired, be motivated, and just know that you're not alone. And I think that's like the biggest thing. So anyways, thank you guys so much for watching this episode. I'm going to get back to pouring the rest of these candles, and I hope to see you guys in the comments. I will be answering questions and writing you guys back. So feel free to leave a comment on this one. Don't forget to give it a thumbs up and of course subscribe. So anyways, until next time guys, I love you guys and I'll see you soon.